An archipelago with more than 7,000 islands, the Philippines is a traveler dream. However, not an easy one to navigate. Hence why I wanted to put together a guide about the 15 things you should know before traveling to the Philippines. If you're new here, I'm Marlene. I'm a corporate girl who likes to travel and take pictures. With 50 countries under my belt, I'm here to show you that you can travel more than you think you can. So I traveled to the Philippines for 2 weeks and I wanted to share some essential tips for you to prepare for the trip. Number one, how to get there. The most logical mind will think you have to land in Manila, but actually it's not true. Cebu has opened a new airport that has flights that are coming from all over the big cities, the major cities around the world. It's the best connection into the other islands. Also in Manila, it takes ages so you land in an international terminal and then you have to go to the domestic terminal, and that can take close to 3 hours because they are like super far from each other. You need to get a shuttle, you have to go through immigration first, and all that jazz. Number two, visa. I have a European passport, so I was allowed to stay in the Philippines for 30 days without needing a visa. There's a website actually that I always use called IATA, where it takes like but a couple of minutes to check how long you can stay in a country and what are the necessary paperwork that you need. So I'll link that one below. When to go? The best time to go to the Philippines is from January to June, I'll say, because then in June the rainy season is starting. However, in the south, a place called Siargao that is becoming very popular, the season there starts in April. If you go there January, February, you're gonna get rained on and it's gonna be totally unnecessary. So Siargao in the south, you go from April to September, let's say. But towards, like right after June, it's still raining all over the place, but you can get cheaper places in Siargao if you get to that time. January and February is like a big festival time, like including this festival in Cebu, the Sinulog Festival, like representing the t-shirt. So is there kind of Mardi Gras coming from the Spanish colonization and heritage, so they celebrate the little Jesus that is happy and grown up, and now you want to celebrate life. So that's it, that's this festival. And then Easter is also a time where it's very busy and crowded. I will suggest a couple of itineraries later in the videos, but 10 days to 2 weeks is like ideal time, or 3 to 4 weeks if you're lucky. Then you can really explore everything. How to get around. So there are more than 7,000 islands in the Philippines. And so it's connected by water, so you can take ferries. A good company for ferries is called OceanJet. It's a good ferry company, but sometimes they are late because they are very weather dependent. So if you are in a short schedule, I will advise you to fly. But the thing with flight, you have to plan in advance because the prices of flight varied from £30 to £150, depending on the season. But that's the fastest way to. Actually, I say fastest, we'll talk about it later. Once you're in the town or a little village, you can get a jeepney, which is this American vintage car, or tuk-tuk. They have tuk-tuk all over some cities. You can order a Grab, it's like their Uber version there, but only in big cities such as Cebu and Manila. And or you can get a tour that will take you from one place. For example, you can go from Manila to the Banao Terrace. It's all organized by a tour company called Get Your Guide. That's the one that I use often. So I will link them below. That's a good way also to go around. Or if you want to visit independently, then you can rent a scooter, but make sure you have your license and you wear your helmet. But this is also a way if you want some freedom. Number 5, currency. They use the pesos, so it's 70 pesos to the pound. Contrary to other countries, the exchange rate at the airport is actually really good. So if you have money from another country you want to exchange there, they actually give a really good rate. I was coming from Thailand, I had some Thai baht left. I checked my app, the rate they were giving was actually excellent. ATMs, they can take money out of ATM, but they charge a fee of 200 pesos. So what I will advise is to take the maximum that you can get, which is 10,000, and that will keep you going for a few days. You can pay by card at hotel and restaurant. I will advise to use an international card, because otherwise if you use a normal bank card, your card will charge you anyway. So what I recommend to use is Revolut. It's a good travel card that you top up on the app with the amount of money that you need, and then you pay. And the good thing about them that they use the spot rate that is on the market. The only time they charge a small fee of 1% is at the weekend. So don't try to not use it in the weekend. Other than that, it's a great card. They also provide travel insurance as a perk of the card. But I will do a longer review of Revolut to show you it's the best card for traveler in another video. So hit the notification bell if you want to see it. Plugs. The plug sockets are A, B, and C. So it's the one that you use in Europe or in the States. So if you are coming from the UK, don't forget your travel adapter. But due to the rise of digital nomadism and all these things, the hotel provide like USB plug, and they also provide adapter, like if you have forgotten it. In terms of language, they speak English. They learn it at school, so they will not have any issue understanding you, obviously, if you speak English. But I think you do, otherwise you wouldn't be here watching me. So yes, and other than that, even if you don't speak English, the Filipino people are so nice. Like, they're the friendliest people. They're like so hospitable. Great hospitality. Yeah. Anyway, they make sure that you are fed and that you are safe. Let's say it like that. And if you want to know some local key phrases, it's not like difficult. Like kamusta is hello, salamat is thank you, pala is goodbye, and how much is I forgot about how much is it. Mancano. How much? Mancano. Correct me if you're Filipino. I want to see your comment down there. But I try. So there we go. This is for language. It's very easy to communicate. Everyone is friendly. You'll be fine. In terms of food, which is like my point number 8, food, I will say the problem, like I'll be honest here, I was coming from Thailand, and Thai food is the best in Asia. I'm sorry, I don't want to offend anyone, but it is what it is. Anyway, we're talking about the Philippines. It's not like, I wouldn't say it's a foodie country. They still have some local food, interesting things to try, but I feel like it's like 30% of local food and 70% of westernized food. So that's what makes the food not really affordable, I would find. But anyway, if you want to try some local delicacies, I would say go for the lechon, which is like roasted pork, lempio, which is like pork belly, sisig is a hot stone meat, which is usually pork and prawns, so yeah, sometimes seafood. And then it's like in a hot stone and with like some onion and an egg, fried egg, and you like eat it with some rice, garlic rice. They have a lot of seafood, a lot of grilled fish. They love barbecue. Funny enough, for a country that is on the sea, I didn't feel like fish was predominant. But I guess the kind of fish that they have there, they need to be preserved or something. That must explain what it is about. In terms of water, don't drink tap water, obviously. Hotels and restaurants provide free water. It's called service water. So when you sit down in a restaurant, ask for service water, and they give it to you for free. You can go to the shop. There's like supermarket everywhere, get a bottle. But I don't really like to use plastic all the time when I'm traveling. So I always use disposable, like a bottle of water that you can like fill in anywhere, or just buy some coconut water. You're in a tropical country. Get your electrolyte on. Next one is accommodation. I was a bit surprised about the accommodation, because when you look onto the booking website, what you see and what you get is completely different. And I don't mean it in a bad way, because sometimes you can have terrible pictures and then the place will be amazing, and sometimes you have the most amazing picture, but when you get there, the place is quite outdated. So budget for accommodation, they can vary between £30 to £100. You can go to that. I heard that for hostels it was between £7 and £10 for that. But what I would suggest, actually, if you are like not a crazy planner, is to get there for 2 days, get to a place like a town for 2 days, and then talk to some people, and then like go, if you want to, if you like your accommodation, you stay there. If you don't like it, you walk into places, especially in low season. Like in high season, don't tempt that. But in low season, you go into a place, and then you ask for the price, you ask to see the room, and then I think that's a good solution, because this is what I did when I was at Sikijor. I wanted to extend my stay in the hotel where I was staying currently, but they didn't have any more space, so I went to another place, which was very expensive on the booking website. But I was like, oh, let me try and talk to the one, and they gave me a room for half the price. And the room was perfect. The only thing, they didn't have aircon, but I don't like it. I'm African, I don't live with aircon. So there we go. So it was perfect room for half the price of what it was stored online for. So that's a recommendation that I can give people. Like, just walk in and you get a very nice accommodation. By the way, we reach halfway now. So if you find all this advice useful, if you could give me a thumb up. I can't even speak. By the way, we reach halfway of the video now. So if you find what I'm saying very helpful, I would like it if you can give it a like, subscribe, and that will help us to travel the world even more and show you that you can travel more than you think you can. Number 10, diversity. The country is amazing. The country is like for everyone. You can go snorkel, go diving. The marine life is like crazy. They have rice terraces in the north of the country. They have the chocolate hills. They have like different species of a monkey that you can see. You can swim with the whale shark. You can climb some waterfalls. You can, like, it's just like, there's so many things. So when you go in the north, you can like visit some indigenous tribe in Ifeguao. You can celebrate many different festivals. You can go surfing in Chagao. You can go into mangroves. So everything, these are everything that you want from an adventure traveler's perspective. And if you just want to go to a nice hotel, sit by the pool, go to the beach, and then you have Boracay for that. Number 11, where to go. Talking about all this diversity of what the Philippines has to offer, I will suggest a couple of itineraries. As I said before, you can go for either 10 days to 2 weeks. I think 2 weeks should really be the minimum. And then if you have time, you can extend 3 to 4 weeks. The first itinerary is to stay around. If you fly to Cebu, probably stay around that area. So you do 1 night in Cebu, then you go to Moabao, where you can swim with sardine and like do the cliff dive and some canyoning, it's called, and visit the Kawazan Falls. And then you can go to Sikijor, passing by the Magete, magical island, spiritual island, love it, the best. It has so much to offer. Actually, I just shoot a whole series about Sikijor. So if you haven't seen it, I will link it up here. Amazing. Please go watch this series. And after that, you go to Boho, where you can see the chocolate hills. You can see this little cutie monkey. They're so cute. I love them. The tarsier. And one thing I will say though, when you're in Bohol, under no circumstances go into the island hopping tour. It's a terrible tour. It's like they take you into a boat and say, oh, you're gonna see dolphin. And then apparently it's a tourist trap. Like my friend did the tour, I didn't want to do it because somebody already told me not to. And she told me that they were feeding cornflakes to the dolphin. I mean, this is terrible. And there's like 3 dolphins waiting for the tourists, and to like, I hate this. Like, makes me so angry. So I will ask you to not participate to any of these things. So when you're in borehole, don't do that. If you want to swim with whale shark, also skip the place called Oslob in Cebu. There's also another tourist trap. You like wait there in a hangar to go swim with whale shark. There's more sustainable way and more sustainable places to do this. One of them is called Downsole, where there's no feeding of the whale sharks, so they come. If they want to see you, they will come. If not, you're not gonna see them. But this is just as nature is, and this is how the nature need to be respected. So there we go. You done borehole or Downsole, whatever you done. You go back to Cebu City and you fly to Siargao. Sorry, I always confuse Siargao and Siquijor. You go to Siargao, and there you spend a week. If you are into surfing, you will love it. If you're not into surfing, there's so many things to do there. There's like island hopping, there's like forest, there's some rice terraces. It's the best. It's the complete package of the Philippines, actually, Siargao, and everyone loves it. Second itineraries I would suggest, if you land in Manila and you're a photographer, you take a tour that takes you to the Banao Terrace in the north of the country. You also spend a couple of days in Manila, because you can spend the first day visiting the old town, and the second day there's like a lot of other attractions around Manila. Then after that, you go north, you spend 4 or 5 days there to see the tribes, to see the rice terraces. It's not just in Bali that the rice terraces. It's actually the one in the Philippines. It's one of the 8 wonders of the world, they are even saying. And then, after that, you have to come back to Manila. Unfortunately, it takes a long time to travel up and down. You come back to Manila, you take a flight to Palawan. The airport is called Puerto Princesa. From there, you spend whatever amount of day you got left, but you go to El Nido, Coron, and Port Barton. You can also do an island hopping tour there, which I usually recommend, not like the other one, where it's like a 3-day cruise from Coron to El Nido, or the other way around. And it's very well recommended. Actually, this is something I haven't done, but I will do it when I go back next time. Number 12, connectivity. I will say that the Wi-Fi is not the best. So if you're on holiday, it's good. You can unplug. No more social media for 2 weeks or 4 weeks. Perfect. But if you're a digital nomad, unfortunately, internet is not very strong. Like, I think you can download things at the right speed, but to upload, for example, if you want to upload a YouTube video, it's gonna take you a few days. So that's not ideal for that. Or the solution is, like, as I do, I take an eSIM called Erelo. I use a service called Erelo. So it means that you don't have to go around town trying to find a local SIM card. You activate the SIM card before you travel, and you top it up with whatever money you need, and that gives you data. And that's a good way to be connected as straight as you land, to order your taxi, or to prevent your hotel, to talk to your hotel if there's any issue. And also if the Wi-Fi don't work in your hotel, because unfortunately in the Philippines there's a few power cuts that happen, but which is normal because it's just because of the weather. So if you need to stay connected, at least you have your phone, and you always have data that way. So Erelo, I have linked it below. I give you like a little discount if you use my link. So it's win-win. Number 13, safety. A lot of people told me, oh, you have to be careful when you go in the Philippines. There are a lot of petty theft and things like that. Nothing happened. Like, it was super safe. I would say that in big cities there were a lot of poverty, like in Cebu and Manila. There's like people begging for money, people sleeping rough, but they were not like aggressive. Like in every big city, you just have to be careful, and you have to use common sense. Don't take drink from stranger. Don't be drunk, don't take drugs. It's not Thailand, like you cannot smoke weed there, like simple as. And don't flash valuable, like it's just common sense. It's not just about being in the Philippines, it's about anywhere in the world that you go. Number 14, patience. You have to be patient in the Philippines because everything is weather dependent. The ferries will be cancelled. So if you want to travel from one place to another, wake up early, take the first ferry, book the first ferry. You book it, you get there, you're gonna be late or cancelled, actually, and it's not gonna ruin your day. Because if you're like, oh, I want to sleep, I want to take the ferry that is at 1 o'clock, you're not gonna make it. You're gonna spend another day there, like so. Take the first ferry, book it via the internet because it's not easy to book things like on the go like this. You cannot do that. 12 Go Asia is a good website to book all your travels actually in the Philippines. Otherwise, you have to use an agency, and the agency charge you a 10% fee. So this is what happened to me in Bohol. I wanted to take the ferry from Bohol to Sikijor, and instead of booking it online, I booked it again with the tour guide, and they charged me more. So flights are notoriously late, especially Cebu Pacific. So late. But you have Cebu Pacific. Philippines airline is a bit better, but Cebu Pacific is always late. But the reason why they say, okay, you can book online, but they don't issue a boarding pass, especially, so I was coming from Bangkok and I was flying into Manila, and like I book online and they don't issue the boarding pass because they want to check your passport again. And they check your passport all the time, like everywhere, like don't forget your passport anywhere. And so they have, and then when you get to the airport, there's two lines. A line about the online check-in and a line about the people who didn't check in online. But everyone has internet, so everyone check online, so the online queue is even longer. Like, this is crazy. Even Filipino people have to show them their passport again. They cannot issue the boarding pass. So the queue is so long, you have to be very, very patient. I don't understand it. If someone can explain why is that, this technique about, I don't know. But what I recommend you is don't check it online if you have Cebu Pacific. And don't have luggage. I don't know why you need luggage. It's a hot country. Just hand luggage, not like a full check-in luggage, a carry-on luggage. That's what I will take. So yeah, patience is a thing that you have to master when you're in the Philippines. And number 15, I want to talk about budget. So it's not a cheap country. That's not Thailand. Like Thailand is cheap. The Philippines is not cheap. My budget was 2,000 peso a day. I would spend that, which is around the 30 pound mark. But if I want to add a tour or go from place to another, that's not included. So you have to add another 30 pound into that. And as I say, accommodation is up to you. Like you do either individual rooms or hostel. And food, because a lot of food is westernized. Like for example, if you're vegan, I'm not a vegan, I know a lot of people who are. I found a few places in Sikijor that were vegan, but it was more into the higher price, unfortunately. So food will be like between $5 and $15, 15 pounds, I would say, compared to Thailand, where you can just eat the street food for $1 or $2. So it's a big difference there. So that's something you need to take into consideration. And a bonus tip is packing. What to pack? Well, you're in the Philippines, it's gonna be hot, so swimwear, light clothes, that's a good thing, so that can help you with your hand luggage. Some light clothes, don't forget your snorkel mask, get your own, because yeah, they are available, but I don't know, with COVID and all this stuff. I prefer to bring my own. They like you to have like environmental friendly sunscreen. Get some trainers with grips, because when you go visit waterfall, there's a lot of climbing and hiking to do. And frankly, with flip-flops, it's not the way to go. So bring this kind of trainers, like bring an underwater camera, otherwise you regret it. Although you can rent them there, but if you have your own, bring it. So I have my whole list of travel essential, link below. So that's it. So I hope this guide will help you to travel the Philippines and know everything that you need to know. If there's something you want to add, leave it in the comment if I've forgotten something, because yeah, it can happen that I do. But if you enjoyed this video, obviously subscribe, and as always, thanks for watching and live inspired.